Yeah. You still hear the music though, right, too, EJ? That works,
That's that new Sir song.
Yeah, that's the new Sir song. You didn't listen to it yet?
Her body rock like coke on a skillet. A marky mark, I scope it, I kill it. That's what I call swagger. Backstroke in the river. And
Oh, from that little bit that I just heard, I will be listening to it.
Yeah, I thought it was
Alan
pretty
sent
fire.
it to me too, so I was like, okay, here we go.
So you double slacking. That's all I'm hearing right now.
Once Alan send me something, you send me something, that's just gonna be like, yeah, this is my shit. If both of y'all agree, I definitely know it's not really my shit. If both of y'all agree.
How?
That's just how it is.
How?
With you,
You don't like Sir?
I'm just saying, if you take the name out the equation.
No,
if
you can't take the
Alan,
name out the equation.
If you and Alan sends me something, 9 times out of 10, I don't like it. I was gonna peep it because it was Sir, but you sent that earlier. I never got around to music because I slept all day today, and then when I woke up, I cut the grass. Then after I cut the grass, Alan just sent it to me about an hour or two ago. So I was like, "Yep."
I had a job interview today, and I had it on heavy rotation because it dropped right before I had to do my interview. But I was waiting for dude because he had like some other interview or something like that. So I was waiting like 30 minutes, but I was just having that on repeat. Unbeknowingly though, kind of at the same time, because I was like doing other shit at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I just accidentally left it on while I was looking up shit. But welcome back, everybody. We'll go ahead and kick it off. It's episode 44 of the Goodelife Pod. You know what I'm saying? We got the big four back in the building. You know, Jess to my left. I might stay jamming. Got Legend, and we got EJ, who is the invisible man.
Oh, saying the background killer.
The background killer.
The behind the scenes dude.
Background killer. I like that though. Come on, son. That's might be the new nickname. You might have to give up the kid.
Right.
Nah. I'm like juvenile. Juvenile, 70 years old. Yo, he's still called juvenile. Nah. He got to be juvenile 2.0 or something.
That's true, though.
This nigga still juvenile. Still singing the same songs as juvenile.
Well, what?
It's no growth in that nigga. That's why I'm like juvenile. There's no growth.
Well, what is he supposed to call himself?
I don't know. Your retirement home. I have no idea.
The retirement
home. I don't know what you call him, yo.
You just call him incarcerated or whatever.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's
OG Minor J. I don't know. You got to call him something, yo.
Yeah.
Just it's not hitting.
Yo, hold on. Did you finish Snowfall though, son?
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk about. We haven't talked about Snowfall on the pod yet, real quick.
The way you brought it up didn't sound good.
You said what?
So the way you brought it up didn't sound good.
You got to talk in there more.
I said the way you brought it up didn't sound good.
Yeah, I'm gonna let EJ. I want to hear EJ's thoughts first. What do you think, EJ?
It's the way it ended is definitely the best ending of Snowfall because it's kind of like, you know how normally it's like okay, so this was season 5. Let's just say season 5. It's like it's not a season 6. It's going to be like season 5 part 2.
No, yeah. This the first ending that kind of was a cliffhanger. Whereas
Exactly.
all the rest of it, all the other season endings wrapped up that whole story, and that next season they could have went any direction, but this one they have to continue.
Right. We automatically know what next season is going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
You automatically know. Like even the last season, you know, he approached old girl when he killed her dad, the cop daughter, and he found her at like that.
Yeah, she was in
that church.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what happened. We didn't know if, you know, he just left it at that or that was going to be it. But this this one, it was like it left us to no doubt that there was going to be another season.
Yeah.
Even though he did leak it before the season was even out that they have already been renewed. But this was definitely we if they wouldn't have did that, we wouldn't have to wait to see was it getting renewed, because we knew they left it for it to be renewed.
So my only issue with it, I do feel like I agree. The ending was fire, and it ended perfectly to set up the next season. But I think basically the rest of the show could have probably been done in 4 or 5 episodes. Because nothing happened this season. You know what I'm saying? This season was so slow. It was literally just a filler season, which,
yeah.
I mean, I don't mind that they have the filler episodes, but they just extended it for 8 or 9 episodes, basically. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's really only 3 fire episodes. And it's the first one when Franklin and them getting shot at when we see the tiger, although the tiger was dumb. And then
Was dope. What?
Nah, the tiger was just random.
I
What
like
the fuck?
tiger.
You like the tiger?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because
it was
like
sorry.
I thought that it was dope just because it's like, okay, how the fuck are they gonna escape from this tiger? It was so random, and I can understand like, okay, this tiger just comes out of nowhere, and people being like, oh, okay, why the fuck is this here? But I love that like randomness of like this fucking tiger, because I would have never expected a scene like that. Like,
Man, I don't know.
Exactly.
I just appreciated it. Like, I appreciated.
I didn't hate the tiger, I guess, on the first time we see it, but what I really hated the tiger in the second part of that episode when Franklin just comes back and the tiger attacks everybody but Franklin. Which I mean, I get it. Franklin's the main character, but you got to put him in a situation where it's not unbelievable that he survives. Like they put him in a completely unbelievable situation for him to survive in, because the tiger could have attacked any of them, but he intentionally chooses not to attack Franklin. He attacks the other 2 niggas. You know what I'm saying? There's 1 tiger and 3 niggas there, and he attacks the other 2, not the previous food that he saw earlier.
Man, maybe Franklin with his melanin in his body, he able to control tigers.
Them niggas was Mexican though. Them niggas was Mexican though.
Hey, but we talking about Franklin though.
He the tiger whisperer.
Franklin probably had the tiger on the payroll. We didn't know.
You right. Hey, you right. I don't know what he had on the payroll. You right.
Yeah, we talking about Franklin here. Franklin had it all, yo.
It's Franklin's
the other 2 episodes I really fucked with though was the one where the other dude got shot up. When the cop went and did the hit, basically. Spoiler alert too. I'm sorry, we're already like deep in the conversation. Spoiler alert. But I think it's episode 9 or 8. It's 8 or 9 when the dude who put out the hit on Franklin, Louis, comes and has the cop goes and try to kill him. I thought that was a pretty good episode, and then obviously the last episode.
Yeah, will they shoot Kane? Is his name Kane in the show?
Kane. It might be Kane.
I think it's Kane. Okay, sidebar. If any of y'all watch Winning Time, the dude that plays Kane plays Norm Nixon in Winning Time, and he's actually playing his dad because his dad is fucking Norm Nixon.
Yeah. So that's definitely awesome to get a job, because like you could just play your dad. You know what I'm saying? Like a young. You got to talk in there though.
Same as when Ice Cube's son had played him in.
Yeah, in NWA, and then also I'm not a Sopranos fan, but they're doing a Sopranos prequel, and I know the main dude died in real life, but his son is playing his character in the prequel now,
which is dope. I'm excited because I watched Sopranos. Like, definitely a fan. Great show.
And also another example of that too, I don't watch any of the 50 Cent shows, but whichever one has Big Meech in it, his son is playing him
BMF,
yeah.
dope show, yeah.
So
you You got to get off the hatred, man.
Man, Power is actually really good. I actually enjoy Power. I haven't watched like a lot of the side shows. I think I watched the first one, but I haven't watched any other ones besides that. But I enjoyed those shows.
Yeah, it's been getting. They've definitely been improving. Like the first Power, there's some little like kind of like how you were saying. There's like unbelievable parts. There's a little bit of that in the first, but they've been definitely stepping up their writing for with each new series he comes out. So I guess he's like over the freshman season and getting in his bag now.
Yeah. Going backpedaling though to Snowfall again real quick. So one thing, Sky Zoo, he dropping a fucking Snowfall album where he's supposed to be rapping from the Franklin Saint perspective.
Yeah, he does that. Like all of his last albums have been like a heavy Spike Lee influence. It's like, and he's like he does a lot of songs where he's rapping about certain situations that have happened in Spike Lee movies. So I think he can definitely pull it off. 100%. I'm definitely listening.
I'm a peep, but I think he better be doing Franklin Saint, but not from this season. This is the only season I don't want to see. I don't want to hear about this season at all. He can do all the other seasons. I'm perfectly fine with that, but this one, nah. But what are your predictions though for the next season though, EJ? You got any predictions on it? As far as like character that might die, what? Pretty much deaths. Actually, that's what I really want to know. Who do you think is gonna make it and not make it?
Louis and Jerome is gone.
Jerome is gone for sure.
I agree. Jerome is gone for sure.
I don't think Louis is gonna be gone, but I think Jerome. I agree with that,
and I think Jerome for sure because they kind of did some foreshadowing when they were out looking. The episode I think they were looking for peaches or whatever. It was the episode right after the whole Tiger shit, and Jerome is meeting up with two of Scully's dudes, and one of them is talking shit, and Jerome fights the nigga, and that's when he hurts his hand or whatever. And after he beats the dude up, he tells the other guy, teach a nigga how to squabble. Next time, bring the trigger, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That already is like them setting up his death. You know what I mean?
I didn't even see it, and that nigga gone. That's that classic setup.
I think he's gonna die over this Franklin thing. I don't think Jerome and Louis gotta die because of Franklin. If you have them be killed now that they're beefing with Franklin and what happened at the last episode, if you have either one of them be killed by somebody else, like I wouldn't even be cool if they got killed by the two female hitmen because they tried to kill them before.
Yeah.
I would. I think this has to be done more of a Franklin type thing. But we know Franklin got to live because this supposedly supposed to be the Ricky Ross story.
So
we know
in that story, Jerome dies. Like Louis is still alive. Like she goes to jail. Like they pick her up at her son's like graduation. I think he's like graduating like 6th, 7th grade. And, like he's very young. Like he's not graduating high school. So she's like 30 something years old. They pick her up from there and they arrest her. She converts, of course, to Christianity and all that shit. And like she remarried and like she's still living. But like Jerome definitely died. I don't know how, but as far as like the timeline goes with the actual story, like that nigga died.
Right. Because she moves to Detroit.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
You talking about the real right. Louis?
The real Louis. I think she moves to Detroit, but you are right. She's still doing her thing. They're looking for her. They can't catch her, and her kid is living with her mom, I think. And they knew that she was going to try to make it to his graduation, like 6th grade graduation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I just feel for the show that they're going to kill them both.
Which I would not be opposed to because I'm gonna be heartbroken whenever Jerome dies. Louis, not so much. Like you can kill that bitch now, but I'm gonna be sad when Jerome is gone.
Yeah, I like Jerome. Jerome's probably my favorite character on the show.
Definitely.
So that's gonna be the death that's gonna be most disappointing, upsetting. I also definitely want Teddy to die though. He's the one. He's the nigga
Teddy
I want to
gotta
die for sure.
He gotta die.
I don't think he's gonna die. Well, I think he will die, and I think he'll be killed by another CIA operative.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be killed by Gustavo.
Okay. I kind of would rather him get killed by the CIA. Can't trust them niggas anyway.
Gustavo. Because he flipped on Gustavo. I feel that Gustavo was loyal to him and to Franklin. And now that everything's falling apart, he just want to get out the game.
Hold on,
you Teddy turned on him.
You think that's why the DEA got Gustavo because of him?
Yeah, because Teddy told on him because he's trying to hide the $73 million.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He took Franklin's money. That's right. Yeah.
And remember, he found the bug. They found the bug, so they know that they were trying to get out of the situation.
Well, I actually think the bug isn't from. I was thinking the bug wasn't from Teddy, but from the Russian niggas, the KGB.
Nah, you got to think because Teddy bugged Franklin's spot. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that though. Yeah.
So that's why I think he bugged all of them. Remember all because the bugs. You got to remember the bugs and the tracking devices came out the blue with Teddy when he came back from Cuba.
Yeah, you're right.
All that stuff was on the table, and they talked about the stuff when he laid it out. So that's why I think the bug is from Teddy. Because then once they found it, that's when him and Teddy started going their separate ways.
Yeah.
And one thing about Snowfall, everything has been direct. It's not like we had to guess what was happening. We just didn't know the direction they were going to go for us not to be able to guess that it was going to happen.
Yeah. That's true, though. So, yeah, now that you say that, I agree. So, the bug is definitely from Teddy. Then, that's fucked up. Why he set up, like, Gustavo ain't been nothing but loyal to everybody he been riding with, though. So, except for the only niggas he wasn't loyal to is the other gang of Mexicans, really. But those weren't his niggas anyway.
But what beef what do they have on Gustavo? That's why I think Gustavo's going to kill Teddy because they got to let Gustavo go because it wasn't like he was in the game and he got caught up with Gustavo. Well, it wasn't like Gustavo was in the game and they flipped him. He was recruited by them. That's
true.
Franklin was in the game and then they flipped him that way. But Gustavo was just a regular dude and they just approached him.
Yeah.
So if they go to trial, be like, how did y'all meet? And I was minding my business. He walked up to me and said, would I like the opportunity to help the CIA? I thought I was part of y'all. Everything I did for y'all.
That's true. The only thing I wonder, though, is, I mean, I know it's technically, I guess, legally they couldn't use it, but, Gustavo was already, if you go all the way back to season 1 or 2, whichever one it was, he was already in DEA custody at one point in time. You remember? And then that whole thing got dropped because of Teddy probably because they were snooping in on Teddy, so he got the whole thing dropped anyway. So they had to let Gustavo go. But I wonder if that's something that they could still try to pin on him because obviously the DEA agent is missing now too. The one that was doing the whole thing.
Yeah, but you got to remember when Teddy left, Gustavo still kept working with the DEA. He even started working with the new guy that Teddy killed, like on episode 2.
Well, that's the CIA. That's the CIA now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
CIA.
yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? He was still a government entity.
But yeah,
it wasn't like he was doing none of this on his own.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I mean, I'd be down for Teddy getting murked by Gustavo. I'll fuck with that. That seems a little believable now, especially since he flipped on him for no reason when he ain't been nothing but loyal.
Right.
So, all right, we'll see. Hopefully, this next season. I mean, I feel like there's no way this season could be bad, this last season, but at the same time, us Game of Thrones fans, what I'm saying, we already know how that expectation could be. when you go into the they've been building up a show for 7-8 years, and they go to the fucking last season. It's not bad, but it doesn't really live up to the hype, to be facts. And and I feel like that's probably because you just got to watch it.
Yeah, I got to watch it concentrated. I didn't
Yeah.
have to wait. Like, I didn't watch it for 8 years.
And
watched
really-
it in 2 months.
And really, I think it's 10 years. It's
okay.
8 seasons, but there was like during 2 off seasons, it took them 2 years to do the season, basically.
Yeah. So like, I didn't have to wait. I just watched them all.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything that like affected me as much as people that watched it for that 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, August 21st though, the new Game of Thrones comes out, House of Dragons. So definitely be on that. We're gonna talk about that. Let's get into this Dave Chappelle though. Dave Chappelle was attacked at one of his okay, hold on. EJ wants me to hold on. Actually, let me take a break really quick.
Hey, my bad. Yo, Pops called me on the phone. It's 10:30. He don't call me this late unless it's a basketball game. No basketball game. I thought it was something important.
No,
It ain't nothing.
No worries.
But I would never not answer my parents' phone calls. And
Facts.
I was gonna get on you about that shit the other day, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm just doing this as a marker.
Suck a nigga.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, yo.
Whose phone call I didn't answer?
You answered and told your mom you couldn't talk because you was potting. What type of sucker shit is that?
Oh, you did do that.
Fuck wrong
Oh
with you,
my
yo?
God.
You
I
did
wanted
do
to
that.
cut your ass out.
I didn't. I said no. I said I am potting, and I call her back.
Exactly. Yo.
Oh my
Your mama
gosh.
wanted to talk to you, yo.
Well, no, she didn't want to talk to me about anything. She asked me when I was on the phone that particular time. All she wanted to know is if I got my car back, and I didn't have my car back at the time. And I said no, I didn't. That's
But yeah, okay. So I don't want
This
to
nigga Mike an asshole.
You tell him, my aunt, you can't talk to her because this goddamn.
Sorry, I got a fucking pod for the good
Fuck
life.
this shit. Turn it all
Oh
off. Fuck all
my
this.
gosh, that's hilarious. Now, I mean, if it was something serious, I wouldn't have. She would have told me though. But it was like she said what she had to say right there, and I was like, oh no, I didn't get it. But I'll call you back later. Which was not on the episode, but that's what I said before I cut it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. All right though. We are back. So we were getting into the Dave Chappelle. He was just attacked at his recent show. Dude's name was like Isaac Lee or Isaiah Lee. I forget exactly what the name was. But I guess dude was pissed. He tweeted, he had some tweets or something that's basically said he gonna go at Dave because of the trans jokes. He's not fucking with the trans jokes. So he went up there, tried to tackle Dave. Dave's entourage ended up stumping him out. Nice little image that's going across the internet. People saying it's gonna be the next West Side Gun cover. You know what I mean? Like, but what are y'all thoughts on it? I saw Chris Rock also, he made a little Will Smith joke. He said, oh, was that Will Smith? You know what I'm saying? So what are y'all thoughts on it though?
Dude got what he deserved, yo.
This one's too boring for me. It's like I gotta be all the way up in here like this.
Yeah, that one you do. I'm sorry, son. That one you do. Go ahead.
I don't know. This one's too boring for me. It's like the predictable thing that happened, and they make an example out of him, and Dave gets to throw another little trans joke at. It's like I don't know. This one's too boring for me.
Hold on, predictable? Like how though?
It's predictable because I already knew somebody was going to go up and do this to a famous comedian, and of course it happens to be Chappelle. That little weak ass tackle. Or what they call tackle, little fucking shoulder tackle that they be doing when they can't make the tackle in the NFL. and he got his arms broke. That's a little excessive and shit, but whatever. You shouldn't be doing that shit because they're just going to use you as an example. Oh, look at cancel culture. cancel culture coming to get him, and fucking doing these little weak ass tackles, and you breaking his arms and shit. Okay, like that's what you gotta. That's what you gotta worry about on stage now. Somebody trying to like do that weak ass shit while you got 10,000 bodyguards up there.
I mean, is this Will Smith's fault though?
Maybe. Maybe.
EJ, what do you think? Is it Will Smith's fault?
I think all it takes is one person to like embolden people and get copycats.
Yeah.
And shit. So it's just a copycat, pretty much. It's not directly Will, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. I'm not gonna say
feel that.
I'm not gonna blame Will for this idiot going up there and doing that. But
what were you saying, EJ?
Let's not use Will. You got to think niggas been running up on stage and getting knocked out recently for the past 6-7 years. Goddamn, we forgot X Tentacion, whatever his name is, got knocked the fuck out because the nigga ran up on the stage.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Yeah, he got laid out like right before he got killed.
Damn.
On the stage, like a dude, like he was beefing with. I think it happened in Cali. Wherever state he went to, he had some beef with in Cali in one of them cities. Mm-hmm. And security must have let the dude in on the backstage. He came up, snuffed him while he was singing. Like, snuffed him, knocked him out clean.
Damn.
We can't say this Will Smith thing is the cause of it.
Yeah,
the cause of it is the pandemic that made motherfuckers think that they bold now. Yep. Like, you really think you can get up and do whatever the fuck you want. And what then happened? That dude got stumped out and he got arrested. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like if you go up there, like if we was just walking, let's say us four was just walking, and a nigga come and try to tackle one of y'all. If we don't stump that nigga out, it's a fucking problem. Yeah. Like you gotta look at us in the mirror like, what are we doing with our lives?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
Look, if you're gonna go up on stage and do something, dog, don't do that weak ass tack. Like, if you're gonna get your arms broken, you better be, you better do something else, or just
they're
not
gonna have
do
to
it.
pull me off Dave Chappelle. If I'm already know I'm going on there to tackle Dave Chappelle, I'm gonna WWE something, yo. It's not gonna be I'm gonna hit him and then I bounce off of him. That dude, what? He had to weigh like 125 pounds.
Yeah,
he couldn't get Dave Chappelle blindsiding him. Right. What type of shit is that? For sure. Like, that was just weak, yo. But he got what he got, yo. But they stumped the shit. Did y'all see the video of him getting stumped?
I did. They got him. They got him. They was WrestleMania at that nigga.
Yeah, whoever that nigga is with that light blue suit on, whoever had on that light blue suit, hey, he got about 3-4 stumps, not kicks. He got about 3-4 good classic stumps. I was like, yeah. Hey, when that cameraman got him, they was like, yeah, let's pan left. We don't need to see no we about to witness some murder out there.
Yo, hey, yeah, definitely though. Let it be a lesson though. Like, I mean,
you can't, man.
Yeah, like just go and do your little protests outside of the show. You know, do your peaceful protest. Don't try to run up on somebody on the stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and that's the thing too, though. It's like you know, we already know how people are just nowadays. Anyway, niggas. I mean, if it's not on stage, you running up on somebody, they trying to kill you nowadays. So it's like don't just go up on an entertainer because you know the entertainer is not going to kill you because you're not on stage at least. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just be running up on mad niggas like that nowadays and just be able to walk away because that's everybody's first thing is shoot first, ask questions last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ask the baby. Somebody just tried to break in his house recently. He called a cop.
I don't know why
hey,
niggas...
I shot him. Y'all better get here.
That's another
I shot
nigga.
him already. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
shot? I shot. I'm the homeowner. I shot him.
Well, while you on the baby though, you see the shit with him fighting his artist.
Oh yeah,
the other
I did
week?
see that.
Yeah.
Backstage.
He was about to catch hands. He was actually about to lose that one.
Yeah,
he
got saved. He got saved for sure. This nigga need to stop fighting everybody, yo.
Yo, for real. Yeah.
Like it's getting crazy with the whole he always getting into some type of altercation type shit. You know what I mean?
We don't need to know how tough you are. We're already seeing it. Like,
Yeah.
good.
So it's like we just figure out another way to direct your energy. That's really what needs to happen here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fight these races and shit. Right? Fight these politicians.
yeah, we just fighting the wrong people, big time. Let's talk about some new music though.
Okay.
What y'all peep last week?
Unfortunately, future.
Oh, all right. So we on the future.
Yeah. Let's just get that. Let's get the cat out the bag.
Let's get it out there.
Go ahead.
So was this? Is this actually a double album, or is this just a deluxe version of the first disc? Because I listened to all that shit. 22 songs, 1 hour that I will never get back. Nah, I'm not gonna hate that hard. It's just his music's just not for me. But I did like. There was like 3 tracks. It was the Kanye track. It was a track on the deluxe version.
I like that Massage Me song.
Let me see.
I like Zero songs, so I'm actually surprised Mike actually came in here with.
I gave it a chance.
3 songs.
Yeah.
Like wow, I was
like
not expecting that.
3 out of 22 is not a good. No, he had no skits or anything on there. It's 3 out of 22.
Yo, I didn't even know he released one with 22.
No, yeah.
Lord have mercy.
No, so yeah, the first one I sent in the group chat though, it just has 16 songs. When Mike got here today, he told me he listened to one with 22. I went back and checked. There's 22. So I think he just randomly updated the album sometime after it came out with these other 6 songs.
And didn't be like, hey, we're releasing a deluxe.
Because I didn't see anything about a deluxe or anything like that. It's actually not even listed as a deluxe on here either. It's still just the album itself, but it definitely dropped at first with just 16 songs.
And it was released the same day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Got me to listen to 6 more songs.
Yeah, yeah. You listened at the wrong time, so you should have listened as soon as I sent it to you. Hold on, what you think, EJ? I sent you the track list 2 weeks before or whatever, and you said the 2 Drake songs were instant smashes. Though, what were your thoughts at least on those Drake songs? Are they the smashes you thought?
I like the Drake songs. I do, and there's one more song. I'm like.
I actually like both the Drake songs.
On the whole thing.
I like both the Drake songs.
I haven't listened to the 22 tracks yet, so and I probably won't.
Hold on, what's the other song that you said you liked?
I don't know.
But okay, so you were saying you like both.
So
the Drake songs?
I like both the Drake songs, and I like that Massage Me song. It was a good ass
track
throwing.
9.
It was a good ass throwing song. That's why I liked it. I'm like,
Let me check out this Massage Me song real quick. It might be the one.
The one song that was just Future on it that I like was called Worst Day. And that's it. Everything else is either Drake or Kanye holding it down.
We turn Miami to Miami. We do this without it.
I see me bouncing my ass to this.
I'm throwing the baguettes. Yeah. I'm cutting shit up.
Yeah,
See, I give credit.
It's not the one.
I give credit to the producer.
No, this is not the song.
That's not the one though, son.
Maybe if he would have had Drake on it or something.
Hey, play that Back to Basics. The track 16.
Oh, the
it
last
might
one.
be track 16. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's this one.
I mean, I'm gonna just hear how the drums come in real quick.
This sounds like a Drake song.
I literally was just about to say that shit. This is definitely a fucking Drake
This
beat.
sound like
he
a
used
Drake
this
song.
Drake used this sample or something like straight up already fucking used this shit.
Okay. So now you know which 3 I like.
You like all
All
the Drake
the Drake
songs. You like all the Drake songs. Even the one without Drake.
Hit him with the Drake. If Drake ain't in it, I want it to sound like
That's
Drake.
fucking hilarious.
I swear, yeah.
Oh man.
I remember that concert with Drake and with
Wayne?
Future. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll never forget
Drake.
that concert. It was like,
What was that? What a time to be alive.
yeah.
show?
I think that was 2014, maybe 2015.
I think it was 15 that came out.
And I went there. We went to the concert, and Future brung out 3 dancers. And I don't remember him rapping. I remember the DJ playing music, the 3 guys dancing, Future, the guys leaving. Then the DJ was just DJing like we was in a club.
Oh, see, y'all at a party.
and then
was a party
he
set.
came back out. Him and Drake came back out. And then we didn't see Future no more. Like,
That's
I
hilarious.
really thought, Drake has a concert. And Drake would be last. So when they came out, Drake was first. Drake performed for about an hour. I'm looking at the watch like, oh man, this is gonna be horrible. Future gonna close it out. This ain't gonna be life, yo. And this is my first time seeing Drake in the United States because I had seen him overseas twice. So then, next thing you know, Future come out and do his thing, and I was like, oh man, Drake gonna come out and do 2 goddamn songs, and that's gonna be it. Drake performed for about another hour and a half. I was like, where does nigga get this budget from? Most people only got 2 hours for the venue alone. Drake got a 3-hour set by himself. And he had Roy Woods and Division out there too to start it off.
That's
So I was
hilarious.
like, oh, okay, but Drake on a 3-hour set with bum ass Future. So I was like, Future got to get props because he was on tour with Drake, and then they come out with albums together. So now I like Future because of fucking Drake, but only as a collab. Future. Everybody be like Dirty Sprite too. I don't even like that. Me and Sierra was talking about that the other day.
Yeah, that's usually the one that the Future fans say is the best Future. Well, actually, I take that back. That's the one the non-Future fans say is the best
Dirty
Future.
Sprite too.
Yeah.
In the comment section, please put why you like Future in the comments. I need to figure it out. Maybe I'm approaching it from the wrong angle.
I'm gonna echo those same sentiments, Mike. I agree. I
do not get it.
I don't see it.
Well, whenever y'all get those comments, forward them to me too, because I'm like Mike. I need to know.
He not worse than Kid Cudi though. So, and I know everybody gonna come at me, but Kid Cudi,
That's
Kid
rude.
Cudi worse than Future. I don't care what nobody say.
Fucking rude.
All right. Who else did y'all
motherfucking
peep?
rude.
Well, I saw Luke when we were talking about these deluxe. Luke actually dropped a deluxe album, and I actually think his deluxe is probably the best deluxe that's been dropped since deluxes have been coming. Since that's been a trend lately.
Wow.
If I was listening to that while waiting for you in the car,
Yeah, you said you was waiting. You was listening to it. Though.
Yep, I had it on repeat because
Yeah.
that was a good addition to the album.
Yeah. I agree. And most of these other deluxes it basically sounds like these didn't make the album for a reason. You know what I mean? Like I felt like this was actually, like you said, it was a good extension to the album. All these tracks that were released on there sounded good. Obviously there was one
It was like from the Dreamville.
yeah, the Like Wine that was on the Dreamville joint, but it wasn't out of place on this, you know what I'm saying? I actually slept on it a little bit from the Dreamville song and listened because I listened to this a little bit more than that Dreamville tape. So I actually like that song. I kind of rediscovered the song, listened to it on the Loot joint. You know what I mean? I thought the first verse though on that Like Wine joint is hard.
Yeah.
That joint was super hard. So really fucked with that. I peeped the Action Bronson.
I have to listen to it again. It didn't stick with me the first time. I did like Sub-Zero, but he had dropped that as a single before the album came out.
I'm gonna have to get Mike. I had to teach Mike some microphone etiquette though.
Oh yeah, all right. Man, it's got to be all the way up on here though.
Yeah,
You just gotta, you gotta
Don't
talk
do my
to it
boy.
like that.
All
That's how
right.
you gotta talk into it.
Okay.
Though, for real.
You have to make love to it.
Yeah, you do kind of have to make love to it. So, but I will say though, going back to Action Bronson, the Rock Marciano song, that's my favorite joint.
Oh
though.
yeah, that's a good one too.
That song was hard. I actually think that whole last 3 was the best part of the album to me, but the Rock Marciano joint was the one for me though. That's on the latest mixed or playlist too for those wanting to peep. Good Life Volume 13. Holler. Who else dropped? Oh, you said you peeped the Cannabis though. I still didn't get to check that.
It was straight. Like Cannabis, I need to listen to his old stuff again, but he actually does kind of remind me of Sticky Fingers. Not listening to that new
I hear it.
Onyx
Yeah.
and him back to back.
I
But
hear it
you-
100%.
You kind of have to be in the mood for him. The track I really like was I don't know if that was a brand new track or just like a Pete Rock remix, but it was basically the third track on the album. It was him and Pete Rock and another artist like going back and forth.
Okay.
I actually like that song. But the other two songs weren't bad. It's just like it's not something I can see myself listening to all the time. Because Cannabis is a little too wordy sometimes,
Yeah.
but it was straight.
Did you peep the Cannabis
No.
hat on?
Yeah, I think
I know EJ didn't. EJ, what are your thoughts on the Kehlani? Because I spoke
check
and
that.
said I liked it. It might be her best joint to me. I'm gonna dial that back a little bit. I still like the album though. I thought the album was still cool to me.
Oh, you're talking about Bailani?
Yeah.
I actually did listen to that album. Hold on, what were my favorites? Because I actually did. I'm not a big Kehlani fan. Like, I think that she's super talented, but like, I'm not like, ooh, every time she drops, I need to go listen to one of her albums. But this album, hold on, I'm going to it.
I fucked with the Wish I Never Joined.
Yep.
That
That's
was
what I
the
put on my
little
likes.
This Is How We Do It flip.
Yeah, that one was cool.
I think I like the one with Sid.
I love the one with Sid. I liked the More Than I Should song. I liked you know what? Actually, I thought that this album was solid. Like, because I like the Any Given Sunday song with Blast, number 2.
So hold on, EJ. So why are you disappointed? What was disappointing about this compared to previous Kehlani joints?
So this is her fourth album? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is her fourth album. It's like she's going back in time. Her first album, super dope. Then the second album, that was a good follow up. Then the third album, progression. But now it's like I don't know. This is how I feel about these artists, yo. We were in a pandemic. You ain't had shit else to do but sit home and make music, yo.
That's literally
Everybody should come out with fire, like especially these top tier artists.
facts.
These top tier artists should come out with some heat. Even when she was on Dreamfest or the Dreamville festival, like we was only rocking with, we was rocking with her old stuff heavy.
Yeah.
Like, and then she did the 2 songs that she have out on the new ones, and like nobody was really rocking with it to where she had to end it with some old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me, man. I wish it was better. Maybe I gotta listen to it more. I don't know.
I mean, but also you are already a Kehlani fan,
Right.
So that's also the other thing. So you have a number one fan type of perspective, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You're listening to it like,
Yeah. And so off that first listen, you're like, but maybe you do need to hear it again, but it may be like a honest, just like, ooh, I ain't fucking with this. Like, if
Yeah, or maybe I'm overlooking her talents because of her looks.
Okay.
I really legit think it's that though, for sure. Because I never thought Kehlani's music was like super fire. Off the only joint I even can sit here and say that I actually liked is the joint she had with Chance. That's the only one that I know that I like of Kehlani. You know
I got
what I'm
a
saying?
couple songs that I like with her, but I've never been someone that's like, I'm gonna go listen to a Kehlani album.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, hey, I'm gonna turn this on and listen to it front to back.
Yeah.
But like, she has a track with Jane Doe that I really, really like.
Is it her track or is it Jane?
It's Jane Doe's track.
It doesn't really count though.
I'm right. So
Yeah.
like, I don't really have like a lot of Kehlani songs that I'm like, ooh, this is it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But on this album, not saying that they're gonna be songs that I'm like, ooh, this is it for me, but they were like, okay, I might come back to these and revisit them and listen.
Yeah. I'm not there all the way, but this album I will. I'm gonna listen to this album again because, like I said, I liked it right off the first listen, and I actually listened to it like 4 times in a row before I even sent y'all the message. Like, so I had a pretty good feel that I was fucking with the album. I only listened to that Future album once. I said no more. You know what I mean? Like, but this one, the Kehlani joint was actually the one I listened to the most this week. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep peeping shit that she drops, but I do think that I don't know, because I can't even really think of too many feature songs that I like of Kayla with her on it though. Like, for real, I'm just not really that big a fan. But you know, it's just me. I know it's me. Tana Leone.
I didn't hear that one yet.
This Kendrick new PG Lang artist. He dropped his album. It is called Sleepy Soldier. What you say about it, Mike?
I didn't hear that one yet.
You didn't hear it. Did you peep? Mm-mm. So I'm the only one who peeped.
Yep.
Golly.
Sorry.
Our local PJ Lang.
If I peeped the Kendrick?
Because we know you did.
Because, well, it's not Kendrick, but it's his
artist.
His artist. But I know because y'all niggas is bad at listening to music.
I just had a lot of stuff going on this week.
Yeah, there was a lot of music.
Like, I had a lot of shit.
Well, I mean, Mike is the only one who consistently is on top of it, so that's why I figured. Well, actually, I mean, you are too. No disrespect, but EJ definitely never ever, and it doesn't even make any sense, son. You play games all day. You should be listening to all this shit.
Nah, son. I fucking miss all my jump shots trying to change songs all day.
Nah, you just gotta let it rock. You just gotta let it listen to each one at least once. You know what I'm saying? If it's not fire, you turn it off. That's what I did with the Future. It wasn't fire. I turned it off. I almost didn't. I forced myself to listen to that album though, because I was like about to cut it off after track 1. The one that really done it for me was whatever. What is it? For a nut? Is that the one he say sticking in the butt and she pee? Yeah. Like, I get it. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah, that probably do happen. But damn, like come on. I don't
like come on.
Yeah, you don't have to throw that in the fucking song. Like, come on, man. Let's rap about something else. Not
yo, y'all gonna have to explain that in the comments too. Like, if you like that song, like why, and why you like that bar. It's gotta be from like a comedy perspective that they like.
I'm not
that
even,
they like the music.
Oh no, I don't think they like Future for a comedy perspective. I think they really like Future. Like, they like the music. I mean, beats wise, I understand, because if he got club beats, so that alone I get is the biggest probably reason why he's like popping though. But
oh no, I can understand a lot of these artists, but I still don't get the Future hype. I don't get it.
Nah, I agree with that though. All right, last nigga on the music tip real quick though, the Ruben Vincent. Did you peep that? That's Ninth Wander's new artist. Oh, he's dope. He just dropped a song called Butterfly Doors. I'll play a bit of it real quick.
I like that song.
Yeah, I fucked with it though.
Hello world.
Crisis produced, yeah. So
I be riding in my fucking town with my top off. Game has been absent from the soul, now I'm the top dog. Kids know that's only
you know, can't play too much, you know what I'm saying? The feds is watching. Cut it up. Feds is watching. I'm in my fair use, you know what I'm saying? That's under 30 seconds holler, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But I actually thought the song was dope. That's another song that I threw on the most recent playlist.
I loved 13 playlist.
Holler, you know what I'm saying? 13, you know what I mean? Numerology means death / rebirth, you know what I mean? So it's a little meaning behind this one. Well, you gotta say something, EJ? All right.
I want to talk about playlists, because when I made the playlist, ain't nobody shout me out.
I did. All right, here we
that's
go.
cool,
Hey, yo,
man.
Pete volume,
that's cool.
Pete volume 11, part 1. If you guys haven't peeped,
EJ
Oh, yeah.
made that one.
EJ made that
I
playlist.
love that playlist.
Nah.
No, I
I
didn't.
thought it was fire.
I thought it was
It
just two of Mike's
great.
playlists back to back.
No, EJ made
Yeah, me too.
Nice. Yeah, that
EJ
shit
made
nice.
part 1. I made part 2.
No, part 1 was fired.
So
Yeah.
For real.
It's alright.
I only added 4 songs onto part 1, and it's like the first 2 and the last 2. All the rest
I
is
loved
EJ.
every song on that playlist, so you did the damn thing. I just didn't know you made it. I just
So we
didn't know
got
you
his
made it,
talent on the
fam.
podcast.
You know what though? You know what's even more surprising is there's a Tory Lanez song on there. You know who put that on? I was the one who put that on the playlist. EJ didn't put that on the playlist.
I skipped over that song because it was the first one. I skipped right
it was the
over
first
that.
song. But I was the one who put that on the playlist. And EJ didn't even
I
put
went
it on there. I was
to whatever
surprised.
the end track was. I ain't played the motherfucking first song.
Hey, now that playlist was fire though. There was actually a lot of R&B joints. Y'all know I'm not the R&B head out here
At all.
but there was a lot of joints I was fucking with on that. The Savannah, what's her name? Savannah Ray.
Yeah, Savannah.
Yeah,
right?
you had her on there twice. I thought both of those joints was fire. There was a couple other I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I thought that playlist was really good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm not on the R&B tip like that, but I actually have played that playlist several times. So let's go ahead and give EJ his props. You know what I'm saying? He was feeling neglected out here.
Nah, hit the Millie, hit the Millie button.
Hey, I don't even have it set up today. Son. I got you next time.
You know I'm fucking with our boo Blackberry Stop.
And throw the Don DeMarco. Have the Don DeMarco. Yeah, have the Don DeMarco ready too.
Hey, Jess's boss actually wants to hop on here and talk some battle rap one of these times. So I'm gonna tell him to come on here.
He's down. And he is not he's a
hollow hater.
He's a hollow hater.
He's a hollow hater. So
EJ, you and him will have a good
So
time.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have him get on the episode. He's gonna be on here for like an hour. I'm gonna waste his time and cut all his parts out.
I love you, Ryan. This is not my doing. It's not my doing, Ryan.
Oh my god! But for real though, isn't Sue Surf? He has a battle coming up soon, right?
The 7th.
So
Yeah,
this
it's
Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yeah, this weekend.
No,
Yeah.
it's Saturday. Yeah.
This
Saturday.
7th to Saturday. So who? Oops, my bad. Who's he battling?
Cortez. They doing the Cortez battle.
Oh, Cortez coming back? Hold on, is this?
Nah. Remember they were supposed to battle, but they fought that dude in the back because he stabbed old boy. The dude stabbed one of Surf friends.
Yeah.
And they jumped him in the back, so that battle didn't happen when Clips battled Lou Castro and who else battled on that card? That was with Easy to Block Captain against
Hold on, is Cortez the
Verb.
dude that was he cool hollow, right?
Right. That
Yeah,
was
okay,
the one.
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of Cortez battles. I think I've only seen like one or two.
Because he get vaulted.
It get vaulted. Why?
There's just something about Cortez battles. They never get leaked, yo. And this is when URL was free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Cortez, it'd be like Cortez battled on Summer Madness. All the other battles come out, but Cortez. He always used to get vaulted.
Hey, Smack, yo, y'all need to get it up and running so that we can watch the battles from the app on the on the computer. We need to be able to go to the website and watch the battles because
That's why I cancel my shit. I can't do that shit.
Yeah, you gotta watch it from an iPad or your phone, and then you gotta have a TV that has AirPlay so that you could throw it to the TV if you're gonna watch it from your TV. But otherwise you're just having to do mobile. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of whack. So we need to get that fixed. But yeah, let's get Ryan on here. We could talk about that.
Bet.
Shit, we should do it after this
Well, I
this
told him
battle
y'all
sometime.
he was because he had brought that up. He was like, that battle's coming up. He's like, so that's when we should do it. So
bet.
he ready.
Bet. We'll get him on. So big news I've been seeing, the Roe v. Wade stuff. I'm a little bit, I'm most unfamiliar. So somebody want to explain to me what's going down? What the facts is.
Pretty much they trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. They want to take it to where you can't even get an abortion, period.
Right.
And like other states are doing even more. Like I think I read today, Louisiana was trying to pass a bill that if you do get an abortion, you'll be charged with murder.
Yeah.
So they are. You can't give these dudes an inch, man.
And whoever performs it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. The doctor, whoever the doctor
Yeah.
performed, yeah, they're getting them too.
Yeah, so it's just a lot, man. But we all know what it's about, you know.
I did see. Hold on. What is it? Oh yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No,
Let them know what it's about. For they're gonna ask us what each you talking about.
You know, population being dominant, losing it. They was projecting 2035. Now they're looking at 2027. That they will become the minority. That
white people be the minority.
Yeah. So now all this is coming out. You know, they always talk about Planned Parenthood is in the black community, but what they won't talk about that most of these clinics aren't even being used. That it's documented 60% of white women are having abortions. Out of all the abortions, 60% are white women. That's been documented for the longest. So now they're trying to correct that problem, because if they're not having white babies, then they're more mixed. They're starting to become more mixed babies out there. But once you're not white and you mix with something, you're something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not from that. So that's what they're worried about. And the sad part about it is, if anybody got a problem with what I'm saying, I want y'all to know Lindsey Graham sat there and said it, that we do not have strong white Christian men. We're losing that part of the demographics. This is actually coming from the senator, Lindsey Graham. Like, those are his words. And it's crazy now that it's blatantly being said what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
They're blatantly saying, hey, in your face, we're going to make it to where we're going to change the black communities, cut them smaller by imaginary lines just because of electoral votes. I'm just using electoral votes because that's what we know it is by. I don't know what it's called in like your regular state and local elections, but they're making imaginary lines, which is gerrymandering or something like that. Like, they're making that just so they can continue to have the power, because they know they're losing the power. But at the point, it's going to get to a point to where these lines that you create, it's not even going to matter no more. You're creating a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Because one thing that they don't teach is that they always say, what if the rednecks and the blacks got together? It happened before. It has happened before. And that's why they came out with the thing that no matter what, if you're white, you're better than the blacks, regardless how much money that they got, you're better. So this is more of a political move, this whole abortion thing, but hey man, the world just got to get better. We always talk about, if you don't know your history, you're going to fall for it. We're reliving where history is going. Because I always said, if they start being able to take away the small things. See, we was worried. The problem with let me put this computer down. The problem with what's going on with America, is that we're fighting for stuff that don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And then when you think that you're winning, you got to sit back and be like, why did all of a sudden that they gave us this little bit?
Mm-hmm. They figure something out. They figure something else out to funnel whatever they're trying to do a different way. Just basically, when you look at, the easiest ways to look at slavery, they got rid of slavery, but then they basically allow slavery through the prison system. That's the,
they came up with the prison pipeline, school to prison pipeline. But no, let's just look at this, Let's just start back over. This whole transgender issue. Mm-hmm. All they wanted was, if I identify as a female, if a male identifies as a female, I should be able to use the female bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big fight. Why? Why would they do that? But they were against it, but they approved it. And then once they started approving little stuff like that, then what started happening? Now, 15 years olds in Tennessee can get married to 38, 39-year-old men. And it's not 15-year-olds. They can't vote. They can't drink. They can't smoke. But goddamn, but you can get married.
Yeah.
Make fucking sense.
Yeah, they reversed that, didn't they?
Well, yeah. They revised. They didn't reverse it, but they revised the language. Yeah, and they made it so that they actually gave you an age limit. Now you got to be 18. But that should have been.
But they were trying to make that shit fly. Like they were trying to see what they could get away with
from the jump.
And by they, we're talking about Republicans.
Yeah, 100%. Facts.
I mean, conservatives too. I mean, and liberals too, because. They're all doing we can't just put it on Republicans. Realistically, all them niggas are all doing the same shit. The Republicans might be the ones that are trying to pass the bills and shit, but blindly, behind doors, all them niggas are doing that. They all want a piece of that pie.
Yeah, but the catch is that, like you said, the language that they're using, they don't care if that bill get passed. What they do is they attach what they want to get passed. They put that into that bill because you got to sign a bill package. You just don't sign a bill. Right. You're voting on the package of bills. But slowly but surely, I guarantee that this Roe v. Wade, it was on the back burner of another bill, and they're going to use that to funnel something else. Just like if now this is what I was talking to my dad earlier. And, because he's older, he don't understand, or he's not grasping it. He knows it's wrong. But my thing is, if they can get rid of Roe v. Wade, right, they are still actively voting on, can black people vote?
Right.
That's facts.
Facts.
That's facts. Didn't Georgia or something have something crazy like that? They
actually said in the bill, or in the what was leaked, what exactly they're going to try to go after next. Gay marriage, any LGBT issues.
Interracial marriage, right?
Interracial marriage. So you got to listen to when Republicans tell you something, because either they're projecting or they're going to tell you what exactly they're going to do next. Yeah. Everything that they say is either projection or basically racism, bigotry.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. It's right in front of your face. And they keep telling us, oh, hey, let's meet them in the middle somewhere. No, don't meet them in the middle. They're telling you exactly what the fuck they're going to do, and they're doing it. It's time to stop fucking around with them.
And that's just the facts. And eventually, they're going to really start taking stuff away. They're really, because if they can get the power, like this whole, and we're not even thinking about half the stuff that they're doing, like just buying back, paying, like in Virginia, somebody just bought a house, a company just bought a house. The house was worth $300,000. They just paid $800,000 for the house, and they got a squatter in the house who don't want to leave the house.
Right.
But they're buying up the market because they don't want us to be able to own anything. Ownership is the key. Yes. But if they could buy up all the property, that's why there's no property out there. And if there is property, you're paying $600,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and a half a bath at that. Like they're cornering the market to where even though you got a small business, you're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Because now we own everything. Rent can just go up. We ain't got to worry about, making minimum wage higher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I own everything, I don't care how you live in this house. This just ain't for you. And who's to say that the next law is, hey, if you can't make X amount of dollars, you can't live in this area. There still are laws, or people are still signing documents in certain white areas, but they say it's outlaw. They're still signing documents that's saying if you buy this house in this white neighborhood, you can only rent or sell to another white person.
Yeah.
No, you cannot sell it to, and even though they was like, oh yeah, we don't go by that, but you have to sign it because that's just something we've always did since 1940 something. But believe it or not, at the end of the day, what if they just start backtracking all these things that we worked for during the civil rights movement and all that? Because they're not trying to teach that no more, because that's part of critical race theory now.
Right.
Facts.
Yep.
And
So
even
if that's what critical race theory is about. It's not about them talking about white fertility or the Klan, them talking about how they was hanging black people. Yeah, we got that for 5 years. We got that. Slowly but surely, they're going to start taking that stuff out the history books because they can't teach it. And then we're going to go from there. I'm going to say this, and then we could go to another topic if y'all want. In Florida got these 4 books that they was trying to ban because it's such and such, the way that they were going off talking about black people, and they said that it was offensive to critical race theory. So what they did was they replaced those 4 books by this other company. I can't think of the company name. But long story short, the company was owned by General Youngkin of Virginia.
Wow.
We all know he's a racist.
Yep.
We all know that. He was the CEO of that company, and now Ron DeSantis done bought the books that from that company that they're going to use. So now you already know that is the model. They start small before they expand. Exactly. But Florida is like pretty much the United States. There's about 4 states that pretty much is the United States: California, Florida, New York. You don't want to say Alabama, you don't want to say Georgia, because they just do whatever they want to do anyway. Texas. But that Washington,
well,
and that
Texas
Minnesota,
is trying to defect though. You can't really count Texas either. They've been trying to defect for a long time.
No, but Texas is the country.
Yeah.
So they want the country to be Texas. Though, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
New York's supposed to be the Washington D.C. Minnesota, they're using Minnesota as in hell. With all the stuff that we think that we could do and get away with, we're going to try it in Minnesota before we try it in the rest of the world. Yeah. Look at all these cop killings that are the biggest issues and where they came from. Right. Minnesota.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
how
George
I look
Floyd
at
was
it.
up
Those
there.
states right there is the model of what the United States is trying to become. And we're fighting. They're in a different battle, yo. Everybody talking about we're fighting neighborhood gangsters fighting for this block. Y'all own none of that. Because at the end of the day, if they shut down Cabrini Green right now in Chicago, what is it going to be? We'd be like, we're going to knock it down, and we don't care where you're going to move to. Look how they did Central Park. Central Park was a predominant black neighborhood.
A big part of it was too acreage. Like
and they knocked off everything just to make it a park.
Right. For
niggas to run. Oh, my bad. For people to run. Yeah. Niggas ain't running.
Niggas ain't running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's right there. Like, we fail to realize that we be like, man, that happened a long time ago.
And it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, look at the 1985 move. They dropped a napalm bomb on a black house.
Right.
Because they didn't like the way they was moving. They didn't like that they was growing their own food. They didn't like the way that they did not let cops come into that neighborhood.
And it was helping that community.
Everything on their own.
Yep.
They got mad at that. They weren't they didn't have guns. They took out a whole family with a napalm.
Yeah.
Military grade shit that they paying people for. We're still paying people in Vietnam that we don't even know the country because of what we did to them over there. But they did that in 1985, and it just now being recognized that they were wrong to this day. Mm-hmm. That just happened this year.
They do nothing to rectify it either.
I mean, that's the thing. Go ahead, Mike.
Going back to the housing thing. I also saw like a city had passed a law that they're banning co-living if you're not related to the person you're living with. So if you have like 4 people living in a house, and if one person is not related to, like, they all have to be related to live together, otherwise it's illegal. So
hold on, where was that at?
I forget where that was at. I wish I would have sent it to you.
But I did hear that. I think it's in Kansas. I think it's in Kansas. See, like Kansas or Nebraska or something like that.
Yeah, but they're basically banning roommates.
Yeah.
So you can't even if you wanted to get like an apartment or a house, you would have to it would have to be under your income only. You can't even split income with other people.
I mean, you can't do it. You can't document it. Technically, you could do it.
You can't, but you can't.
But it's illegal.
But I wonder if they'll try to go after, like, if what the fuck you call them? Why can I think right now? What the hell? The people that rent out houses.
Landlords.
Realtors.
Realtors. Yeah. I wonder if they'll try to go after them for not catching it. If like somebody rats them out or something, that hey, they're living together and trying to fucking live in a house or an apartment and make a living. Like I don't know. I don't really understand the purpose of that. Do they just want everybody to be homeless? And I guess it's the the force people in the prison pipeline.
Shit. Hold on real quick. All right, yo, my bad. We back. Still on the Roe v. Wade shit though. I did see Amazon talking about paying. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna keep doing this though. But they're talking about paying workers $4,000 if they have to travel to get an abortion though. So because there's still gonna be some states that's gonna allow.
Yeah, and Colorado is definitely a state that's advocating for women to come here if they need to get a safe abortion.
So that Amazon is, I guess my question is, what do y'all think? Is that like what do y'all think of that as a benefit, I guess, to working at Amazon? They're going to pay you $4,000 for your expenses to have to travel somewhere and get an abortion if you live in a state that does not allow it.
I feel like it's fucking hollow coming from Amazon.
Hold on, hollow why? But hollow why?
I don't, because they probably fund the Republican niggas that will put forward that bill and get the Supreme Justices that we have now into the position to make this an issue in the first place. Because them niggas try to shut down everything that is like giving control back to the people. They'll try to shut down unions. They'll try to shut down any type of work benefits you may get that would seem in a civilized country a good thing to have, or just a better first world country than us. So I don't know. I feel like they're not doing it without. I think it's just like a kind of like a good. Oh, we have an opportunity to make our name seem good in this sea of bad news we usually get every week.
Mm-hmm. I agree, though. They're probably funding it, helping those politicians, like giving them what do they call that?
Money, pretty much paying them money to lobbying.
Their campaign money, yeah. But it's kind of like with the tobacco industry. All the anti-tobacco commercials are actually funded by the tobacco industry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's kind of that same idea. Like they're putting up a front they're saying one thing, like it's not right. We're going to pay you so you can go get it in another state or whatever. But really, they're like funneling money to all the politicians who are trying to do away with it because whatever. But at the same time, it might not even reflect their beliefs. But again, it goes back to what EJ was saying, that there's probably something else that's tacked on to that Amazon or whoever does fund these politicians. Like, they might not care about the abortion thing, but there's something else that this politician might be trying to push that they fuck with. You know what I mean? So, yeah. EJ, you mentioned though when you was talking about it, you talked about one of those politicians talking about how there's less like white Christian families and shit. On the Christian bit, did you guys notice? I don't know if it was the Golden State game or if it was the Phoenix game last night, but they literally had a Jesus commercial, like. Basically, like going to church. Did you guys notice that shit?
I don't think I saw that.
So,
well, the feds might be listening. I can't say that because
Okay.
The feds might be listening.
Okay.
Hey, so this is like
I'm not gonna fuck up my good thing if you catch my drift.
This is all I'm saying though. I'm thinking there's I got semi-conspiracy theory. Not really a conspiracy though, but to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, when have you guys ever seen any commercials about church or Jesus? Unless you were watching like BET on Sunday or any like church shit on a Sunday. You know
not
what I'm
in a
saying?
sports event.
Not
Like,
in a
not
sports
like
event. A sports
like
the playoffs. Like on top of that, when have you seen like a church commercial during a major sporting event?
Hey, money making the world go round, yeah.
No, I'm not. But this is my thing. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying. They're trying. It's time for them to push an agenda.
Yeah. So my thought is that there's obviously a lot less people that are staying in line with being Christians. Like we're probably the time period we're at right now. This is probably the most amount of people that aren't Christian, not just in the United States, but just in general. A lot of people are deviating from religion, but especially here, a lot of people are deviating from religion. So I think that this is definitely something that there's an agenda for them to try to push and get people back in the church for whatever reason. Probably to stop the anti-gay, lesbian shit. That's probably one thing on there too. But go ahead.
Not only that, that's what they're trying to push, to try to say that the world is the way it is because they went away from
the church.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking about this. It's kind of, I know I guess I'm a hypocrite at this because what I'm about to say, the way that we've been raised. But you're talking about getting away from what them. Let's just say them,
okay?
Because this is about them trying to get God back into the country.
Yes,
right.
And control a situation.
But we're talking about the same people who will hang motherfuckers and then sing.
Exactly.
Let the church say amen.
Exactly.
While they hanging them.
100% was going to say that.
Let them know.
Like, what are we trying to return to? Right. Are we trying to return back to those days where we can just get hanged in public and they can bring their kids and barbecue and whatever?
We're gonna bake a cherry pie. Like,
yo, that's still some insanity to me.
But that's what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about all these things that are in place that they're slowly start taking away. Once they start taking this stuff away, then the 14th Amendment, they're gonna be like, we always want to get rid of this shit. Let's cut back on this. Yeah. Oh, the 13th Amendment? Yeah, them niggas been voting. Look at Alabama. Alabama already said we're not doing absentee ballot. That female K, whatever, Miss K, we're not doing absentee ballot. We're not doing curbside voting. Hey, get your ass in the polls or don't vote at all. And then she got it to where you only can vote from 9 to 5, maybe 9 to 6. If you're in line, oh fucking well. Like this is what they're going to put. They're going to throw it in our face. Like there's no matter what you do, we're about to vote on it. Mm-hmm. So for you to vote against me, to vote me out, you're going to have to go to them polls. You're going to have to vote to get this, to not get this approved, because that's where these things come up at city council meetings and board meetings and that type of stuff that we don't care about, because normally we only care about the presidency.
Yeah,
we don't care about local districts. Yeah. We don't care about the city mayors.
Which
we
is
don't
the
care
most
about
important
the
thing.
constituents in your actual neighborhood. And them other people, them city mayors are the ones that grow up to become, your district mayors. And it's a cycle that people got to go through. If you don't vote them out when you can vote them out, when you got the power to vote them out, you're only creating a problem for yourself later on. Right. And that's the thing that we need to be talking to the young kids about. Like me and Jaden think he is so smart. I love my son to death, but I can't tell him nothing because he automatically know. But I had to teach him, and the only way that you can teach Jaden is when it comes to money. I had to let him know, hey, he asked me for $20, and I went to give him the $20, but I had to let them know, yo, you know what? I just thought about it. I can't give you these $20. You know why? Because you don't care about the gas prices right now. Gas prices is fucked up. Your dad can't give you this 20 because I got to put this 20 in a tank. But you don't care about that because it doesn't solidly affect you right now. Yeah. We was having a conversation about race, and he was talking about things that doesn't bother him that he just don't care about. And I just was letting him know, yeah, you might not care about it because it's not genuinely affecting you right now. But once, as time goes on, something's going to affect you that you didn't care about back then, but you got to care about it now, but it's too late because you done came with a passive aggressive unaggressiveness to it back then. I said you got to tackle it while it's small, because once it gets too big and out of your control, then you're outnumbered, and then you just got to let it ride, and then you're just going to be trying to get back at a bigger picture when you could have handled it while it was smaller.
That's true. That's facts, though.
Pay attention to these upcoming elections, and definitely 24, because if we fuck up in 24, man,
And always pay attention to your local elections, because those affect you more than the presidency.
Yep.
Fucking support
That's
your
true.
local representatives if you want to see some real change.
That's true.
Shit, just think of, for all you weed smokers, think of how good the local elections here have gotten y'all the freedom that y'all wanted to smoke whatever.
Yeah. Now
It starts at the local levels, and then it eventually moves up, and now they're talking about decriminalizing it. And
well, they already passed it, right?
yeah.
They already passed it, so it's decriminalized on a federal level now. So that means that no state can, like, you're good in every state, right? Essentially, or the state laws still matter.
Check this out. Okay, we have decriminalized it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have no other guidance on it. So now if a cop pull you over and he smelled the marijuana smell in your car, regardless if you just smoked or not, he can pull you over and get you with a DWI.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can easily say, I when I walked up to the car, I smelled marijuana. Now I can assume that you were smoking recently. And now I can assume that you are driving while impaired.
Yeah.
Because there's no set law on what happened now. So if you smoked a joint yesterday in your house and you decide to hop in your car and you smell like you just smoked weed and he pulls you over, marijuana stays in your system for 30 days. So if they take blood, how can they decipher that you just smoked weed or you smoked weed 30 days ago?
Right.
So it's still going to be, now it's like an even bigger picture, because now
Well,
it's not, I'm not getting you for having marijuana on you. I'm getting you with a DWI, which is a bigger offense, because now you got a DWI, you're operating a vehicle impaired, so you're neglecting safety for others, and now you could possibly lose your license.
yeah. Most of the time, though, at least to my knowledge, with the weed laws, though, they're giving you an amount that you can carry, though. So even if it smells like weed,
I'm not even talking about carrying.
Uh-huh.
We're just talking about a simple traffic stop. If he smelled the marijuana on you, he have probable cause that you was just smoking weed.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
He's saying, like, now they're gonna try to get you on other related charges since they can't get you with possession.
Right.
I get that,
But
but I'm
see-
saying I feel like what I'm saying is I feel like they can't even search you, though, because of the fact that just because it smells like weed, I'm legally able to carry this amount. So of course it's going to smell like, just like Colorado, basically. I can carry 2 ounces of weed here. Of course it's going to smell like weed if I got it in the car, but that's not justification for them to search me if it smells like weed, because I'm legally allowed to hold this, though.
Exactly. I'm not debating that, but I'm debating is, okay, let's say they be like, oh, you look like you was drinking. That's when they do the breathalyzer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you look like you was smoking weed. It smelled like you was just smoking weed. Hey, nah, officer, I didn't smoke weed at all today, but it smells like you was operating this vehicle while smoking weed.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the only way that I can determine if you was smoking weed or not? I can't, because marijuana stays in your system for 30 days.
Exactly,
So no
yeah.
matter what test I run on you, you're going to pop hot.
Yeah. There's no real test to show that you were actually doing it 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours,
Exactly.
whatever, like
But-
before.
But what the issue that the conflict that we're having right now, y'all live in a state that's already been passed, that they got governing laws on that issue in y'all state.
It's
Now, in
passed.
Virginia,
They passed
No,
it
no,
in
no.
Virginia.
listen to me. Yeah, they passed it, but they don't have the laws like y'all have the laws. Only thing they did was decriminalize marijuana.
Right.
But they also said now, people, if you get pulled over, and I assume that you were smoking weed, you could get locked up being with the suspicion of driving while influence.
Yeah.
Not under influence, while influence. It's just crazy to me to where we don't know actually what entails with what they're going to do. They should have passed it, and everybody should have a black and white on what happens if it's a traffic stop, or what happens. Can you have what in your car, what on you? Could your car smell like it? Because if that's the case, then don't smoke weed in your car.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's still that thing that we don't know what we can and what we can't do. What we are going to find out is, okay, yeah, you're not getting in trouble for having marijuana on you, but what can I get you on now?
Right. Finding those loopholes.
Yeah, finding the loopholes, and that's how it's going to run until the Supreme Court justice create laws. But can they create laws now? Hell no, because they trying to take away shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be this whole our judicial. I guess our voting's gonna be interesting. I guess the next couple decades. I mean, maybe it's always been interesting, but it just goes back to that point that you said. Now it's actually affecting me. Like before, it wasn't affecting me. I didn't, shit that I'd never thought about, didn't care about or whatever. But now that I'm older, what I'm saying, have my own beliefs and whatever ideals or whatever it may be. Now it's affecting me, and now it's like it's more prevalent. I'm noticing a lot more, even though nothing probably has really changed. It's not like it's not like it's just now getting wild. It's always been wild, but I haven't been privy to it essentially. Like I said, gonna be interesting. We got here off of me talking about playoffs though, so let me go ahead. What y'all thinking about the playoffs right now? Golden State, Memphis. We saw Gary Payton Jr. He out for 3 weeks now. Like shitty foul on that. What are y'all thoughts though? Go ahead, Jess.
This playoffs, I've really appreciated it just because I feel like there's been a lot of games okay, so the Nets and the Celtics, did not think that was going to be a blowout. I thought that at least, the Nets would have won at least 1-2 games, but they got nothing. And then, we have this injury. There's just been a lot of crazy things that have happened this playoffs, like Draymond getting fucking kicked out of the game. I don't think that he should have been kicked out of the game.
Still haven't seen that foul. I don't even know.
The foul
what
was
question.
I mean, okay, you can't pull a guy down by his jersey and put him on the ground, but he literally tried to help him up, all that stuff after that. So it wasn't unsportsmanlike. It was just one of those moments. We're in the playoffs. It's a super passionate time in basketball right now. So niggas are gonna be doing shit they maybe aren't doing in the regular season. You're gonna see a lot of that shit. And I just felt like it was unnecessary for him to be kicked out of the game.
I think it's because he hit him in the head before that. You don't see it in one of the angles, but there's another angle.
Okay, I didn't see that angle.
Hits him in the head, and then he grabs the jersey, and then so it's probably putting those two together.
Right.
But the response still that response wasn't on who was it, Brooke? Was it Brooke that did that?
Oh, that you talking? Oh yeah, against Gary Payton Jr. Yeah. It was Brooke or something. Aaron something.
Not the same.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks, yeah.
And that it felt like that was mad planned. Just the way, and he already walked out. He already knew he was going to get ejected for that shit.
Hold on. Was the foul on him before then? Did Draymond foul him the game before?
No, it was
Brandon
another
Clark.
player.
Oh, so
I just felt like that was
retaliation in general.
retaliation.
Yeah,
planned retaliation. It just felt like
I won't say it was planned retaliation. I would say it was unnecessary. I would say that.
Yeah.
I don't think he seeked out after to go after and do it. It was it was the very first quarter. It was the very first, It was just a simple layup.
Yeah.
But was it uncalled for? Man, that he should be kicked out. Like, that was literally he hit him upside the head, and the dude broke his arm. And it was like you did it without remorse to doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, just thinking about it.
Ugh.
I saw the video a few times. I hate it. I hate looking at injuries like that.
I couldn't watch it.
But I mean, he only out for 3 weeks, so I mean that's potentially finals. But I would assume
3 to 5.
Oh, 3 to 5. I was gonna say I'd assume that they weren't gonna play. They even if it was 3 weeks, they probably wouldn't play him anyway because actually, no. The finals will probably just be starting in 3 weeks. So I mean,
yeah. So, do I think it's as bad as we're thinking it is? No, and this is why I say that. Dude went to the free throw line and made a free throw, and that was his shooting hand. Broken elbow and all. So, I make when you talk about a broken elbow, it could be anything as small as a hairline fracture.
Yeah.
So, I mean. So, do I think it's possible for him to come back? Yeah. Do they need him? Yeah, because that's
defense.
The dude is in the starting lineup for a reason. Ain't never started a day in the season. Now all of a sudden, you're taking Jordan Poole's spot. So he has to be worth it in some aspect of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just so happened he gets hurt. Morant dropped 47. They win
on any travel.
Carry extra.
Yeah.
Heavily. Every play he go left. Yeah. Anytime he do a crossover, go left. It's a carry. Like, goddamn, you put me up there. If you're gonna let that shit happen, hey, give me $1 million. I could do the same exact shit he could do.
Yeah,
guaranteed, yo. If you let me carry, I got some tricks up my sleeve. I could get a bucket, yo. I'll be a walking bucket.
You said what, Mike?
You can't tell me.
Said they just need to officially change the rules at this point.
No, they don't need to change the rules. They need to enforce the rules. Fuck that shit.
Enforce the rules.
Yeah.
It's starting with Giannis, bitch ass.
For real. That nigga can do whatever he wants.
That nigga be bulled. I see what they're saying now. That nigga be bulldozing people.
He do. He can literally put you in a chokehold, and they're like, defensive foul. Like, nigga.
There was one where he had ran and did a spin move and made the layup, and I felt like the players felt like there was going to be a call, but there was just no call. So everybody's just they paused for a second, and then they just went back to playing.
Because what else do you do? They let this nigga do whatever.
And you know it's coming. He get the ball, start bringing the half court.
Right.
Once he do that twinkle toe shit, might as well get ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 14 steps.
He about to hit the star in Mario Brothers and go straight to the hole.
Yeah. Get to hit the star. He said he got invincibility. He got invincibility though.
It's crazy. And he's been considered as one of the all-time greats from doing this.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, we talk about if he go back in the day, Detroit Pistons will have his ass in the hospital. You're not going to keep coming in here doing this thinking you'll get 40.
Yeah. Nah.
He would literally have his ass in the hospital. He'll be out there working. He'll be with Ben Simmons working on that corner three-pointer because you're not going to come into this hole, yeah. And that's the problem. And then I've seen when he fell one time, he jumped up wanted to fight. Nigga, you've been bullying people for the past 3 years. Sit your ass down. And then you got your little brother over there hyping up like he about to come on the court too. You better sit your ass down. Then you only on the team because your brother is good. That's why he signed to Milwaukee. I'm surprised that the Lakers ain't let the other one go and he got signed to Milwaukee. Because that's going to be the trend now. You want me? Hey, you got to get my brother. Same thing that happened with Duke and the Plumlee brothers. The one good brother went and they wanted the younger brother. And they was like, for us all to go, for you to get me, all my brothers got to get a scholarship. The brother that was in the 7th grade had a scholarship to go to Duke.
Yeah.
All because they wanted Mason, or I think he was in the 8th grade.
I think that's the same thing that was with Blake Griffin and his brother. His brother was older though, but Oklahoma was already trying to get Blake anyway, so they basically got his brother on the squad just so that they can get Blake when Blake was eligible to join the college.
Same thing with Michael Porter and his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, his brother was better than Michael Porter.
Mm-hmm.
So the brother got Michael Porter into Missouri, and then it was just like his senior year, Michael Porter just blew up.
Yeah.
So it was a win-win for Missouri even accepting that. But now imagine if the NIL was in place during all this while they were going through college. Could you imagine the money that the schools would have been paying this family for 2 years to get these two caliber of brothers?
That's true.
Shit, Ball Brothers would have been making money earlier.
Oh, way
Well,
earlier.
isn't Lonzo's the only one who went to college anyway?
Nah. Leandro went to UCLA. Remember, he got arrested in China
Okay.
for stealing the watch.
Okay, so
For stealing
LaMelo
the
was
watch that your brother-
LaMelo was the only one who didn't go.
But he was the smartest one out of them all. They created a league for Melo.
Yeah. No, that was genius. Create your own fucking league.
Yo, you could say anything you want about LeBron, where he said he'll beat Jordan or he'll beat Shaq. The dude is a money marketer. Now that his kids is in the league and making money, we rarely see him.
Right.
Do they even do that ball league though? That's done, right? Or Big Baller Brand or whatever it was called.
Well, what ended up happening is the JBL, which is what it was called. They were just going overseas. His team was just going overseas, playing other professional teams overseas.
Oh, okay.
But they used the league as in, let's just say, as if it was the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Just going over there and they was just playing. But that was the way that they can ensure that they got paid because they funded everything. They just needed somebody to play against. They just needed the platform. And the platform was just getting them out there. If LiAngelo, they brung LiAngelo on it too to get him out there too. So it was a good marketing, man. Great marketing scheme, yo. Now look at him. His kids are the only ones that got a deal, that they got a shoe deal, and they can wear any shoe on the court that they want. That's in their contract. So,
hey, Phoenix though. Y'all think Phoenix they the strongest squad coming out?
For sure. Well, on the West.
You think Golden State, or who do you think, EJ?
Hey, I think Golden State is the strongest squad right now.
I'm still on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Golden State was my pick for most of the year. I didn't even start saying Phoenix until this last couple months, but that's because Steph was injured. So I was like, well, I don't know how Golden State going to do. It cut off. All right, we're back. What was I saying?
Talking about Golden State.
Golden State. Yeah, I just still think Golden State's the strongest team out there. They would be even better if they had Wiseman on the squad, but you know, it is what it is. I don't believe. Well, I take it back. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in Phoenix, but I just don't think that they are. I mean, I know they were the best team in the league this year. I don't think that they are that much more dominant than Golden State. I think Golden State, obviously, from basically being a dynasty themselves, they went to the fucking finals 5 years in a row or something like that. I mean, at least 4 years in a row. No, it was 5 years.
4.
It was 4?
Yeah, that 5th year they didn't go because the game was.
Oh no, you're right. So they won one, lost one. No, they went 5 years. Because they won one, lost one, won 2, lost the last one.
Won 1, lost 1.
Won 2 with Kevin Durant, and then lost the last one with Kevin Durant. Right? That's it, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Or no.
KD.
No, wait.
No, it's only 4.
Yeah, you're right. Steph only has 3. You're right. So
right.
1-1, lost 1, 1-2. Wait.
No, they lost another one because Toronto beat them.
So KD has 2 rings though.
So here we go. Cleveland.
That's the first one. Cleveland again. And Cleveland won that one. And then Cleveland again. And then
Toronto. That's
1-1, lost 1. What?
I thought.
Does KD have 2 rings?
I thought KD had 2 rings.
My bad. They won. because they. Okay. Of course, they played LeBron, and they beat LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Then they lost to LeBron.
And then
they got KD.
And then they beat LeBron. And then LeBron came because they LeBron came back again, right? Because that
no,
didn't they lose twice?
They won two. Didn't they win two? Then LeBron won the third one. Man, now we gotta look this up.
Nah, yeah. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Cause I'm like, so they won 2015, 2017, and 2018, which means they would have lost 2016, and then they would have lost 2019. So it was 5 years in a row.
Right.
So 5 years in a row, they went to the championship. That was where I was going. And I get it. Phoenix went last year. They were the best team last year. They're the best team this year. And they're showing that, they want to get, they want that revenge. They want the redemption, rather. So they're coming with that energy. But it's just Golden State has been there 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have more faith in Steph, Clay, and Draymond going there 5 times than Chris Paul, who's only been there 1 time. You know what I'm saying? And every other time he gets close, he doesn't. They don't make it for whatever reason you want to say, and it's usually Chris Paul getting hurt. I feel like last year was the first time, besides that bubble season with OKC when he almost beat Houston in that Game 7. But last year was the only other time that I seen him not get hurt in the playoffs. He's always having a hamstring injury. He had one in 2015. He had one in 2016. You said what, Mike?
I don't think he's getting hurt this year.
No, I don't think he's getting hurt, but I'm just saying my confidence level is greater in Golden State because of his earlier exits, essentially, though.
He's
think
playing
Devin
really good
Booker
right now.
Getting hurt is going to be a bigger concern than Chris Paul getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if Devin Booker gets hurt, they probably don't have a chance. But I mean, Chris Paul is playing kind of out of his mind right now, so I don't know. I think they still got the edge in the West.
Well, I will say this: if we're talking about edges, Phoenix got to have the edge. They are averaging 65% from the field as a team in the playoffs. 65%. That means everybody is probably only missing 1 or 2 shots apiece.
Yeah.
The role players, like, that is unheard of. Chris Paul going 14 for 14 from the field, dropping 33 is unheard of. But for a team of that caliber, because they shoot a lot of threes, they be putting up 3-pointers. They're shooting 65% from the field as a team. And they got players getting a bunch of garbage minutes.
Yeah.
Like last night, Chris Paul came out with 6 minutes to go in the game. Like the bums, Torrey Craig was on there. Like it's just crazy how like they are winning these games. Don't get me wrong. It's a tough matchup, but but they're not going against a team that has multiple killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the last who did they play last? The Clippers, right?
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When Brandon Ingram was out, they won that one game easily. Once Brandon Ingram came back and they had multiple killers, they gave Phoenix problems.
Yeah.
We're talking about a Golden State team
with 3.
No. You got to go deeper than that. They could put 5 people on the court that were known to average 20 points a game.
That's true. Because Wiggins can turn it on too.
And Otto Porter.
Yeah.
So you got 5 people that were consistent in the starting lineup. Throw Draymond in there in any mix, you got a squad. Now let's not forget when Steph and Clay both was injured last year, you got Damian Lee, who was averaging 20 at
Oh,
one
he's
point.
still in the squad?
Yeah, he's still.
Yeah, No, not his brother-in-law.
Yeah. I'm saying he's still in the squad.
Yeah, he's still on the squad. They got that new kid Moody, who when everybody was out this year, he had multiple 30-point games.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you got a copycat Draymond, whether you believe it or not, Toscano Anderson does the same thing Draymond does. Same height, can run the floor, still play defense, still can organize and do everything to get everybody in their position. You know why? Because when Draymond shut down last year, he was the Draymond. So Golden State has a whole bench in place that was starters last year that are barely getting time this year. And now you throw in Gary Payton Jr., who's just a defensive lockdown specialist. You can't. That team had the pedigree to win and to continue to win.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be an interesting series. I still got that Memphis. I don't think Memphis will win another series.
I don't think Memphis is winning another game. I think that's it.
I mean, game, not series.
Yeah.
I think Golden State going to win the next two at home.
I agree, and they're gonna come back to Memphis and win that last one.
And they're going to come back to Memphis because they're going to steal everything from Memphis. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Golden State hurry up and get them out so everybody could just rest and get ready for because I want that Phoenix and Golden State series to be a dope series with no injuries.
Yeah, I agree
because I want the game. I want it to be a dope game. But the only thing about that Phoenix against Golden State is Golden State has multiple killers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But don't get me wrong. What Phoenix got going for them is they got three big men who can play big men.
And that's what I was saying to Mike earlier. That's the one thing. They got DeAndre Ayton, which is a big crucial piece. But at the same time, it's not like, and I mentioned this too, Golden State is a team that's, since they've been champions, they've been always pretty much playing without a dedicated center. They've never had a true, like, big man on the team, like, that they relied on. They've always, their best lineups were always small ball lineups. I'm not saying they never had a big man, but their best lineups have always been a fast, high offensive lineup, and they've been able to manage to still be highly defensive and keep team, like, when it come playoff, obviously the regular season, the games be crazy high. But when it come playoffs, you don't really see Golden State. I don't feel like they're losing too many games by like it being 120 to whatever. They're not the opponents. They're even now. They're not getting, the scores aren't crazy. They're still cracking 100 or whatever. But it's not like 120, 130 or whatever because they're still playing good defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got good defensive pressure, even without having a solid, dependable big man on the team. So, even though Phoenix has Ayton, I think Golden State is still going to be able to manage, is really how I believe.
That big man, the only thing I see if that big man situation actually become a problem.
Yeah.
Because you got Bismack Biyombo, you got JaVale McGee, and you got DeAndre Ayton. So if you get somebody in, like last night, Ayton and McGee was in foul trouble. Bismack come in, get 14 points strictly off dunks. Strictly off dunks.
Mm-hmm.
They got people who don't care about shooting jump shots. They got people who don't care about scoring as their bigs. Besides DeAndre Jordan, JaVale McGee, we used to think that he was a wild card. We didn't know what we was going to get. Was we going to get a baller or a Shaqtin' the Fool JaVale McGee?
Yeah.
Now we got a JaVale McGee of what we wanted him to be when he was in Washington, in DC. We got a JaVale McGee that he went to the Olympics and changed the dynamics of the game in the Olympics. We didn't have a big man in the Olympics. We went after JaVale McGee. Out of all the people in the league, we went after JaVale McGee to get him in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And now look what he's done for the past 2 years.
That's true. He's definitely, I mean, honestly, I argue since he came, he got off. Since he came to Golden State, though, I definitely think that JaVale McGee has like his game has stepped up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gotten better. You know what I mean? I think it's been highly consistent with his play like the last few years. On top of that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to JaVale McGee for, continue to doing his thing though. East, it ain't looking too good for Philly. I mean, Miami came out with Miami should have done though. Like, there's no way they shouldn't win without Embiid playing. Like if they would have lost any of these games without Embiid, then they're losing the series in my opinion. But they went up 2. I just from knowing how Philly has been in the past, I don't see them getting out of that. I think they're losing this series.
They did say that they might try to. Embiid isn't exactly all the way rolled out for Game 3, but
yeah,
he's probably gonna.
I see him coming back Game 3 probably. I think he's going to come back Game 3. I just don't think I just don't believe in Philly being able to come back down 2-0. Even though it's not bad because it's not really a series till you win a game till a away game, that's what they say. But just from looking at Philly in the past when they've been up in series or they've just even in games they be up and they lose. Like, I understand they were younger then, but it just, to me, it just still seems like the same outcome. Like, you think Philly could be a contender, but then when it gets to the playoffs, they don't contend. And it's not like adding James Harden isn't guaranteed contender, because when has James Harden even contended besides when he was on OKC and then they traded him? You know what I'm saying? That was really the only year he was in contention for a playoff or for a finals.
So I understand what you're saying, but let's even put it like this. Let's say that he had a big man. Let's say Philly had a big man. Like Clint Capella.
Mm-hmm.
If they had Clint Capella, Harden would flourish. You can't do nothing with DeAndre Jordan anymore. He needs to retire.
But I mean, he's not flourishing too much right now with Embiid.
What more you want? 20 and 10? Embiid dropping 30? The offense goes strictly through Embiid now. And he's accepted that role. The ball go through Embiid. But look who he made better. He's made that team better. Maxey came out the mud now that Harden got there. His first game there, first 2 games there, he dropped over 30, doing his thing. In actuality, in the playoffs, Maxey is shooting him out the game.
Mm.
So now that Embiid is hurt, you got to think, they're not getting killed by Miami. You put 30 points back in there that they're missing from Embiid, and that balances out them losing right now.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I'll give him that. Hey, we'll see. I'm guessing we all think. Oh, actually, I won't guess. How are y'all feeling about the Boston Bucks series? And then we'll wrap this up.
I have no idea. I think Boston's going to edge it out.
And what,
but
7?
It's definitely going to 7. But it's hard to tell right now with these first 2 games because it's just.
You got the Bucks.
I feel like they're gonna take it. Like,
I know they got to start calling. They're gonna eventually start calling those Giannis running back plays.
Yeah, I don't
will
think
they? Because they didn't
plays.
do it all last season. Like, I remember being pissed off during the playoffs because they were just letting this nigga get away with anything he fucking wanted to do. Like, he could body slam someone to the ground and they're like, oh, it's a defensive foul. I don't know. Like, the rest always seem to be on the Bucks side. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they're going to take it just on the strength of that.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks also don't have a Spurs player, so. They don't have the advantage there.
You know what? I'm gonna say Bucks because I think the Bucks are coming back. I think the Bucks are gonna get it. But it's like I think Boston they're almost there, yo. Like even though they're killing it with Tatum and Brown already. But I just still feel like they just need something else. I don't know if it doesn't have to be a starter. It could be a nigga off the bench, but I just feel like they need something else. EJ, you are a Boston fan. What are your thoughts?
George Hill.
You think
Legend.
they need George Hill?
No, I'm asking Legends question.
You're saying there's a Spurs nigga on the Bucks.
Is George here on the Bucks? Damn.
Hey, he's injured.
Damn,
though.
they-
He's
they-
injured. He's injured. So I give you that one. He is injured though.
There's a
Throw that out
San
there.
Antonio nigga.
All right, so
on the
it's they did say 6 out of 8, so it's got to be the Suns and Dallas.
that have no San
that have
Antonio
no.
niggas.
Yeah. Boston has Derek White. Who has Kyle Anderson? Warrior? Memphis. Yeah. So, yep.
That's hilarious. Mike said, "Yo, it don't matter. Spurs nigga winning. That's
Golden State got
One of them
Steve Kerr.
Spurs niggas.
Yeah,
Oh, whoops.
yeah. Spurs nigga winning the championship. That's hilarious. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and just end it there. You know what I'm saying? Episode 44. Yo, my bad. There's a little bit of the video that probably cut out. I don't know how much cut out yet.
Wait. Before we end it, yo, I have to say it, yo. Fuck the WNBA for letting go of my girl Tia Cooper. Yo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And after they played her and signed her
Yeah.
to a nice deal, then they let her go, yo.
I don't.
Face of the league. My bad.
The face
The
of the
body
league.
of the league, yo.
Body, yada,
Call
yada,
it what it
yada.
is.
Yo, I don't
Call it
think
what it
I don't
is.
think a WNBA fantasy is happening either. It didn't seem like anybody else wanted to play.
Nah, hey, it's up to you. Do you want to do it?
I said who wanted to play. Nobody. Only Craig responded. I know you're down. So it's only 3 of us. Nobody else responded to that. When you said who's trying to play.
We'll ask Jesse.
And obviously Renico said he was out. So only Craig and Renico answered. Jesse was literally on his phone the whole time, texting in other group, texting in the Instagram, and you know what I'm saying, and didn't even respond to it.
But I'm gonna hit him up though. But D Nice and Cobb said they'll do it too.
All right. Well, we'll only do like 8 players.
No, we can't. We need to do only 6. Unless Uncle Tom want to do it, and then we can only do 8. Then we'll do 8.
Well, I'm saying,
I think
go ahead.
6 will be enough because we're talking about girls. We only get 5, 6, 7. I think it's 8 players per roster.
Oh,
You
they
gotta
only have
think it's
8
only
people on the
like-
team?
Yeah,
In the
you only can have
WNBA?
8 because you got to think it's only 12, 14 teams total. The odds of getting a squad is slim.
That makes it even better. That
Yeah,
makes it even honestly. I understand exactly what you're saying, but for real, like think about it like this: it makes it even better. We're not going to have this many people, but if there's 14 teams in the WNBA, it'd be fire with 14 teams in the fantasy because then it's real G. You're talking about real GM.
Every pick is
Yeah,
important.
every pick is valuable because you're not going to have a team with 20 or with 8 superstars or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be fire if in the NBA fantasy you could do 32 teams because then you're kind of it's going to be more realistic and you can't just load your team with Kevin Durant's and Steph Curry's and shit like that all the time. Like your drafting you got to actually get, okay, I need this. Like I need that. I can't just only get 4 guards right now and then come back and try to fill in the post players or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of changes the dynamic a little bit when it's as tight as that is, you know what I mean?
I agree.
But yeah, Episode 44 of the Good Life Pod. You know what I'm saying? You know who it is. Got Jess, got Legend, got EJ. I'm jamming. It was good while it lasted, and for me, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, Cooper, find a job.
To be a commentator.
Be something, yo.
It's like that,
That's
yo.
my
It's
time.
like that. Them good niggas with good writtens and good trees. I do abuse cause I still hit them, so good writtens. I'm Butch Coolidge, dominance over everything. Shoot the dice and get snake eyes, that should tell you something. I keep the grass cut with no lawn. Go roll, headlock the game though. 4 arms, I'm so gone, the marijuana got them so calm. Put it in third person on the battlefield. I'm the first person shooting the JR Smith & Wesson. And a steel tech that buckshot.